is I'm going to set up a wireless microphone. Okay, so let me just put this over here. Okay, while I get this set up. So I'm going to set up a wireless microphone. Hopefully that will get me working so you guys can hear me. All right? Because I really want you to hear what's going on so I can kind of tell you. Maybe I can talk about some recipes, some ice cream recipes, you know, and really, but anyway, so I brought a lot of equipment with me, so, but I'm going to try some wireless microphone. It's very loud in an ice cream shop from all the machines, as you can tell. Okay, in the back, in the kitchen area, not in the area where the customers are. So, same with wireless. So look, I'm doing a combination of audio, visual, and ice cream. Combination of audio, visual, and ice cream. 626-200. So I have to program the microphone. Here's a little piece of information. When we travel around the country, we have to reprogram these microphones all the time because around the country there's different frequencies that we're not allowed to use. So what we do is we reprogram them. But anyway, so that's the story with that. So a little tidbit of information. Okay. As soon as I fix this, then we can 626-200. Hopefully this will work. 626. I think there's been a few people in today. They got a couple free ice cream cones. Not a lot. There's been a few at this store anyway. I haven't checked the other stores yet. I will call the other store in a minute and check. So now, exit. Exit. Check 1, 2. Perfect. So now theoretically, if I hook this up, you should be able to hear me. In theory. A lot of beeping going on. That's all the machines, obviously, beeping. Let's see what we get. Let me see what we get when I plug in this microphone. All right. I grabbed the wrong adapter. That doesn't help. This is the one I need. Anyway, let's see, what question? Yes, cool. So, which location? This is Patuxent Village. I'm actually in Patuxent Village. So this is cool because I'm looking at my iPad. Let's see if this works. Let's see if this works. Yes, cool. So, I just plugged in the microphone. Patuxent Village. I'm actually in Patuxent Village. So this is cool because I'm looking at my iPad. Let's see if this works. This works. Two. Test. Nope, that didn't work either. I hate to. I don't want to not go live to fix it. You know. So anyway, so if I have to, I'll stay back here and answer questions. But I want to put the camera out front. You know. Yeah, come by. Anybody who comes by and they show that you're a TikTok follower gets a free ice cream cone. You know. I don't know why I can't get the wireless mic to work. Because that would be great if I get the wireless mic to work. But anyway, I'll stop by going with my Chucky doll. Yeah, that's funny. Yes, this is on the Cranston line. This is down in Patuxent Village, right on the water in Patuxent Village. Well, let me show you. We can be mobile, right? You know, I'm bummed out because I wanted to be able to flip my camera. I can't even flip my camera. I don't think. Nope, can't flip my camera. I can't do anything. So let me show you how on the water we are, okay? Look, this is how much the water we are. Look. See, we're actually hanging over the water. There's the bottom of the ice cream shop. Literally hangs over the water. So that's the cove. This is Patuxent Cove. It goes out to Narragansett Bay. So that's really, I mean, when I say I'm on the water, I'm really on the water. You know what I'm saying? So that's really the water, right? I know what I'm going to do. That beeping is an empty freezer. So I just unplugged it because we don't need that right now. Now, one of the mistakes I made a mistake. It shouldn't affect business, but it's a big mistake. I just had so much going on. When we order the ice cream to open the season, I like to fill the freezers, overfill the freezers with as much ice cream as possible. Why? Because we're going to be using it for the next 6 months, right? Well, I didn't do that today. When we placed the order, I didn't place the order, but I didn't talk to the employee who placed the order to give her that information to order as much. Fill up the freezers. Fill up the freezers with as much ice cream. It's not going to go bad. We're going to sell it, and we sell it quick, especially on a day like today. So that's the story with that. I am like really bummed out that I cannot get another microphone working for you folks, because I want to be able to go out there. I want you to be able to hear what's going on. So let me just try this microphone. You know, I know you can hear me now, but I want to be able to put the phone out in the other room, and that way I have my iPad back here and I can answer questions. We can talk about other stuff that's going on. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful day. But I mean, they predicted 67 today, and ended up being 73, I think, is the high. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the water is nice. It's amazing how, you know, with this building, so they don't allow buildings like this anymore. Grandfathered in, they do not allow buildings built over the water like this, okay? I mean, I literally have steel beams supporting where I'm standing right now over the water. They don't allow that anymore. That's something that, you know, they stopped doing years ago. Let's see. Plug this into here. Plug this into here. All right, let's try this. I don't understand why. So let's see if this works. All right, let's try this. I don't understand why. So let's see if this works. I don't know. Does this sound better? I got this microphone. See if this sounds better, or if it's the same. I'll figure it out by the time my live ends, right? That's what I usually do. So let's see if this, I don't know, does this sound better? I got this microphone. See if this sounds better. Yeah, I don't know, I think it's the same. I'll put this on anyway. I'll try this for a minute. That's what I usually do. Yeah, I think it's all the same. But anyway, so let me see any questions here. I was going to stop by, but then I realized Jasmine wasn't there. Yeah, huh? Well, you know, you should have put in the special request. I would have asked her to come down. You know, and Jasmine could have made an appearance and signed some autographs, you know. Maybe sign, you know, sign some autographs with whipped cream, whatever, you know. But yeah, that's fine. So anyway, let's go out in the front. Like I said, it's a little noisy, but let's go out in the front and do some talking in the front. And then if you guys have any questions, I'll come back and answer them, because obviously my iPad's in the back. Oh, we do have a customer. I'm going to make the beacon go away.
Excuse me?
Oops, sorry. This is the Dell's machine, which is not working right now. Here's the ice cream. Oh, there we go. I can see the questions. All right. Hey, Bella. How's everybody doing? Bermuda, thanks for the kind words. Yeah, you know I love Bermuda. I do love Bermuda. Bermuda is one of my favorite places. My wife's favorite place. Am I getting in your way from doing your job?
No. What kind of candy would you like?
Just gonna do the Sour Patch watermelon.
And I know a cup.
Yeah.
Anything else?
All right, now.
I do one.
So I showed you that. So I have 3 of them in each store, 1, 2, 3. Because when each store, 1, 2, 3. Because when we get busy, hello, 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 hello. Yeah, okay. It was spam. I knew it was spam, but they kept calling and aggravating me. So anyway, the Square. I've talked about the Square credit card processing. Fabulous. The Square is a fabulous thing. I cannot say enough about the Square. It's inexpensive. Plus, I can go do a close up because I want to talk to you about the Square. Now, look, I don't get paid for using Square, but it's made my life so much easier with my ice cream shops. It's so wonderful. So let me show you. So you customize your register, okay? So I customize this. All my stores are the same. So if somebody comes over and they order a hard ice cream, you hit the H and C, here you go. 1 hard scoop, and you pick it, and you ring it up. Of course, I'm not going to ring it up right now. So it's so easy, okay? If they have a credit card, you hit the credit card. If they have a gift card, you hit the gift card, okay? Like tonight, I'm doing the free cone for my TikTok followers. There's the discounts. So what happens is they buy one, and they'll hit the free item right there. So that way we can still ring it up, and we can keep track of how many we give out. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that works. These are the soft serve machines. So we have 3 different soft serve machines. One is regular soft serve, chocolate and vanilla. Then we have our almond milk swirl. Of course, that's almond milk. The soft serve is made with almond milk. Anybody who's lactose intolerant, so obviously we have the almond milk. Then we have the only 8. Only 8. Okay, it's only 8 calories. And again, it's non-dairy, so anybody who can't have dairy. So those are our 3 machines. Now, here's what's really cool. Any soft serve we can make 24 flavors. These are all different flavors. You got black cherry, you got banana, and we mix that in with this machine so anybody can have a flavor of soft serve, not just chocolate and vanilla. Okay? So that's what's cool about that. Now, as you can see, this store is very small. This store is a very, very, let's go outside. So this store, when I bought the building, this was already an ice cream shop. This was my very first one, okay? And, excuse me. So what happened was when I bought the building, and again, there's the water. See, hanging out over the water, basement. There you go. If anybody saw, what's cool? If anybody saw my TikTok earlier today, I showed the hurricane in Hurricane Carol in 1954. And I showed a picture of this building. There's the bridge. Now, if you saw the picture, the water was right up to the arc in the bridge. So that shows you how high the water was in that picture I showed today from the hurricane. If you are, all the boats were crushed up against this bridge. That's the actual bridge and the actual picture I showed this morning on the TikTok this morning. So, and again, that's the Patuxent River. So this is my building. Like I said, I bought this in 1998. It's the first building I ever bought in 1998. But this is a beautiful, it's a beautiful location. That's where I lived for about a year, okay? Almost there. Right there. See the penthouse up on top? That right there is a 1-bedroom. The basement's empty, but I always, of course, wishful thinking, I put the windows in there, thinking that would be a beautiful restaurant. Flanks both sides, Warwick and Cranston. It's a great little village, okay? So the Patuxent River is across the street. Oh, excuse me.
Sorry.
Oh, no problem at all. Thank you. All right. So Dylan and Benjamin are working tonight. It's Dylan and Benjamin. If you see those lights over there, those are my cameras. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 cameras there. Those are the cameras that the office watches during the day. We have screens in the office that are on in real time, and all my employees at my office watch those cameras. We started doing that last year when we had some problems at the ice cream shops, and that solved a lot of the problems that we had. So now electricity. Let's talk about electricity. The reason I want to talk about electricity is ice cream shops use a ton of electricity, a ton. My bill for this store when we're going strong in the summer is going to be about $1,500 a month. Now, here's the secret to keeping the bill down. I talked about this last year, but this is important. Air conditioning. If you keep the store cold, very cold, if you keep the store cold, the compressors in all of the machines will not run that much because they're running cool. The more compressors that are off, the more electricity you save. See, people don't realize that. The air conditioning is one compressor. That one compressor, keep that going. Keep it nice and cold. But that will keep everything else not running. And that gets the electric bill down. If I didn't do that, the electric bill would be $2,000 a month. So that's a little secret that I like to share with everybody. That you want to keep it cold in the ice cream shop. Because it keeps everything cool, keeps the machines running more efficiently, and it keeps your electric bill down. So let's see. Hey Cleveland, how you doing? Well, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys coming on. Yes, if you come from Ohio, I'll make you a cone. I'm looking at the questions now. Of course, if you come from Ohio, I'll make you a cone. You want ice cream now? Well, come and get it. Come and get it. So hey Bella, Bermuda thinks I saw that. So next time. So anyway, so I know this is an interesting live. What am I going to do? But I don't know if you noticed, I posted a lot of TikToks today. I was kind of in a TikTok mood. I also did a Facebook thing. This is the store where we did Name That Cone contest. I posted those again this morning just as kind of a celebration for the grand opening of today. Now, let's talk more about Square, right? So, the Square app, which we use for processing everything, there are registers. So right now I'm here in Cranston. Hey Tim, what's going on?
Got some gloves for you.
Tim, I appreciate that. Hold on 1 second. I just want to say hi to Tim. How you doing?
Are you on live right now?
No.
What do you think of?
These are all empty. These are all empty. They're on, but they're empty. These should have been filled up.
Well, believe me, I can give you stuff that we could have, should have. It doesn't matter.
Let's make a list. And Monday, make a list. We got, she's not full time.
I'll tell you what, if you want this place to run like it's fun, I can do that.
Yep.
But not on the other shit too.
I know. That's the problem. I know.
Like I think of things like gloves, but not if I gotta get the fucking cash yet because I gotta show in your 10. I gotta get done with the showing very fast because I gotta get the 708 to 745.
Yes, question. I was going to talk to you. Lisa seems to have a lot more time on her hands. I said she do all the showings. Let her do all the showings of all the properties. Let her do the showing first. Take that right over. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
Let's start with that. Talk to Andrew. Let's take that away. Let her do all the showings.
Well, you know what? Let's think about it because you know what that is? That's another idea where we split the property list.
I know.
That was the idea behind that.
I know.
It's not working as well. So let's
showing,
think.
but we can still do that.
Yeah.
She can do the showings.
For either list?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can still split the list, but I heard you showings.
Yeah.
Let's think about it over the weekend.
Think about it, but yeah, I like the
I'm
idea.
glad we're listen, every year I work this weekend and we work up the marks.
Of course.
But I just can't when I drop the ball or something. I feel like I dropped the ball and you guys.
We got so many moving parts. It's gonna be problems.
Even like the air conditioning. I put the air conditioning ahead of time. Today was 92 degrees. They did not put the air conditioning on. I got the window open right now, which is gonna be fine. If they open it, I don't know when they'll go forward. Because that will go down. Yeah. But anyway, I appreciate that. I know you're those machines running. She said that wasn't working or something.
I don't even know if I knew that.
But it's busy. I'm going to play with it tonight.
All right.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, of course.
right, so somebody came in, I guess, sorry, somebody came in, they were, I guess they're having a fundraiser, a 5K race, and they wanted to give this to me to sponsor it. So I do like doing that stuff. Oh, so I was getting back to the square, right? So on the square, where am I? Here I am. So anyway, so what am I doing? I got it on the iPad. So the Square app is a, where is it? Finance. Accounting. I want to show you the Square app, Square dashboard. So what happens is, even though I'm here at the Cranston store, oh great, it's asking me to sign in. So it's very secure, because now what's going to happen is it's going to have to send this thing to my phone, you know, and all that crap. Yep, see, now it's sending a verification code to my phone. Told you. It's quick though. 777-478. So anyway, there we go. The reason that this Square app is really cool is I'm here in Cranston, but I can see now the sales at the other stores, right? So today's our first day, right? So here's a good example. The store, this store right here, right? Here we go, Broad Street. I'll show you. So we've been open about an hour, right? $285 so far. You know, well, open up about 2 hours actually, hour and a half. So we've done $285. That's pretty good on opening day. $285. So that's this store. So I can be in my office. I can be at home. Now I can switch locations. So now right now I'm going to check West Shore Road. I'm sure West Shore Road has been doing really well today. $423. So West Shore Road's done $423. So I can look at the different locations right from here remotely. That's what's cool about the Square. Okay, and it's all this data, this information they're providing with me is free. Now you're opening up a small business like this, a seasonal business, right? You got to look at every dime, every expense, payroll. Square keeps records, so I can look back last year and I can see what our sales were at the different stores, and that helps me decide how many staff to put on. Of course, weather is a big factor, but let's just say the weather's nice. I know I can go back and I can say, oh boy, that store was busy. I should put more people on. So that's why the Square, it's free and for the app is so good. The intelligence, the way that they did this is so great. I mean, it's the best tool. For me, it's been the best tool I've ever used yet. The ice cream machines, I can buy those from anybody, but the Square app is just, and I don't know how else I can talk about it, but it's made my life easy. You can do payroll through it. I don't do payroll through it. They can punch into it. I don't punch into it. I use it purely for sales of cash and credit card sales, and it works perfect. They have, like I said, they do it for other things, but I don't use it. Let's see. So you know so this particular store is in Cranston. Somebody's asking me in Warwick. I do own a store in Warwick on West Shore Road, over near Vets Middle School, which used to be Vets High School. I went to school there. I have a store right there, a couple buildings down. Yeah, I don't know how much we'll do today. You know, this time of year we're busier during the day than we are at night. You know, because if you have a nice warm day, it cools down at night. Already the temperature's going down. I can feel it when I went outside. So the sales go down pretty quick at night this time of year. But tomorrow's supposed to be a rainy day in the 50s. If tomorrow was a sunny day in the 50s, it will do a lot better. If it's a sunny day in the 60s, of course, it's all weather related. But now that we're open, the stores they'll cover themselves, they'll carry themselves. You know, we work out the bugs. Like I said, one of our machines is broken, so next week we'll get that fixed. That's why I like to open up. I call this preseason. You know what I mean? Because obviously this preseason. You know, we're looking for the nice days like today, which was a great opening day. I've opened up and we've had 6 inches of snow the day later. You know, so just to let you know. Oh, you were just there? Did you get a free one, Nick? I hope you got your free TikTok follower ice cream. You know, yeah, I'm in Cranston right now. I'm in the Cranston store. like I said, I'm upset that I couldn't get the microphone working. So I'd like to put, doesn't matter though. So here's an interesting thing about the ice cream business, right? So it's funny, Square tracks everything, right? Sales by the hour, by the minute. So I can show a graph in every single day. It's the same thing. We'll be busy in the afternoon. 5:30 to 6:30 dips down, right? People having dinner. 6:30 comes back up. So it's really interesting with the afternoon's high, then it drops down, and the nighttime's high. It's like that every single day, every single store. So that's kind of an interesting trend that I've seen year after year after year. And of course, I see it with the Square. Before I had Square, I used to use regular cash registers, right? Well, it was very difficult to use those, difficult to program them. I had to pay people to program them, and it didn't keep the records. You had to manually keep the records. That Square keeps for me, which is really good. So, yes, the staff uses gloves to serve ice cream, clear plastic gloves. That's mandatory, obviously, right now and everything. The fire department was just
Stay for a bit. Not stay.
why are the lights on?
I didn't even notice. This time, look, sign, remember the bell. It worked. I set sign it. That was for the lemonade is outside. We don't have to tell us
I don't know if you heard my conversation, but we were talking about how the weather was so nice today, but it gets cool quick here being on the water. It's very cool quick being on the water. So I'm going to go back in the back and I can answer some more questions. There we go. You know, I just don't know. Oh, you know what? I guess that's... I'm trying to get a wider angle. I guess that's it. Yeah, you know, I couldn't invite the inspectors. So here's what's interesting, okay? The new ice cream shop that I'm opening, I know I'm a glutton for punishment, is in Warwick. So to open the store, I still have 3 more inspections left. Electrical, which is the electrical inspector Tom O'Dowd in Warwick. He's the guy. I have a huge problem with him right now because he doesn't know the code. They have an electrical inspector who works for the city who doesn't even know the electrical code. That's a problem. So I don't know, he must have known somebody or something. So he has to do the inspection at the new ice cream shop. And of course I got mechanical and I got building. So I still have those 3 inspections. I've already passed sewer, and I've already passed what else? Fire department came. Passed those inspections. Applied for the license, the health department license, so that's on its way. And I also applied for the sales tax permit, that's on its way. And I applied for the fishery license from the city of Warwick, that's on its way. So there's a lot of moving parts, there's a lot of stuff you have to do to get the store open. I have not opened up an ice cream shop since 2006. So it's been a while since I opened up, you know, an ice cream shop. But I remembered how to do it, had the list of contacts and what to do, and we're going through the process. But the other one happens to be in Warwick. So, hey Bill, you going to West Shore Road? You know, yeah, Andrew doesn't dip. You know, it's funny. So see this store here, I bought this in 1998, right? Before I was married, like I said. So I lived upstairs in the penthouse. My friend Dan, who owns Dan's Music, he and I, good friends, we would meet at like midnight and come downstairs and make ourselves ice cream, sundaes, ice cream. You know, just because it was cool, because you could do that, right? So it was fun to do it because you could do that. Come down to the store and be like you're being sneaky, you know? So, there's a lot of cameras in the ice cream shop. I'll tell you why. There's one on each register, so they record. And we got one in each person, and one on the counter. So the way it works is, just like at a casino or at a bank, when they're typing in the order in the register, the camera sees what they're actually giving the customer at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So that's why there's so many cameras. So you need 6 cameras, one for the customer, one for the register. Very important to do that. When we did that, we caught a lot of things. We corrected a lot of things, fixed a lot of things. The cameras work very well. In our office, so here's the problem. You know, it's a way of having a manager not in the building. So we can have a manager right here in the store all the time, or we can have a manager at my office. So Jasmine, Lisa, Tim, all on their Heather on their desks. I have iPads, and on the iPads they have 3 screens, one of each store, and they take turns watching the stores throughout the day and keeping their eyes on the stores throughout the day. Very important. Last year at this store, Jasmine was watching the camera, and she said, Jeff, she said, I just saw the girl hand out 4 shakes, and she never rang them up. So these cameras record, so we can quickly go on the iPad, and we can rewind it, I can look at it. Sure enough, that's what happened. So I drove right down to the store, and I said to the girl, I said, you need to pay for those 4 shakes you handed out 15 minutes ago. It was on the camera. So I do that because the message gets out to the other staff, the other people. Do the right thing. The problem I have is this, okay? Ice cream is my product to sell. That's how we make money. So when somebody gives out ice cream, in fact, I've done this before. When somebody gives something out to somebody for free, you know, oh, that was my friend. All right, where's your friend work? The gas station? Can I go fill up my gas in my tank of gas for free? So that's a bunch of bullshit where they don't look at ice cream as a product to make money. It was like when I owned the nightclub. They used to give out free drinks across the bar all the time. The bartenders, to get big tips. Bullshit. You're giving away my product that I used to make my money with, my living. So that's why the cameras are so important, because we've got to keep honest people honest. We're going to keep everybody honest, and that's why the cameras are so important. But The problem is I've always said that whenever they hand something to their friend, I'm like, oh, where's your friend work? Movie theater? Can I sneak in the movies for free? You know, can I get gas for free? Can I go to the restaurant they work at and get food for free? So that's where they understand it when I present it to them that way. Oh yeah, Dells on Elmwood Avenue. Yeah, I used to get the Dells on Elmwood Avenue. So yeah, we'll be doing that again. You know. Well, I try to explain. I try to explain things when you folks ask questions. There's a reason behind everything. Over the years, we've learned different methods, different ways of doing things, and I'm sure there are people out there doing it much better than I am. This is the best way we've figured it out to work. Like I said, the square, that's unbelievable. I've mastered that. It's a great thing. The cameras, it's a great. By the way, these cameras that we put in here. 8 cameras, $400 with DVR. You can look at it on the internet. It's a great system. I bought them at Best Buy. I actually bought the system to use in one of my flip houses to keep an eye on the flip house while we were working on the house. And it was such a great system. I said, you know, I'm going to put that in the ice cream shop. So I did, and then we put them in all the ice cream shops. But they work fantastic because, you know, obviously, remotely they record. Remotely we can play back and see it in the high definition, so it's crystal clear. So, let's see. You know, yeah, oh, sweetie, that's okay, you're not feeling well. To believe it or not, I'm not feeling well myself right now, but I had, you know, done the live, scheduled live. I wasn't going to let everyone down. But this afternoon, I've been a little nauseous this afternoon. I don't know why. That's why I'm just drinking water, trying to feel better, you know. But don't worry about it. I think what it is with me, so I take Trulicity for my diabetes, type 2 diabetes, and I take the shot on Friday mornings, and for some reason on Fridays it messes me up. My body's not right. So I'll feel better later tonight and tomorrow. Let's see, what else are we doing here? Who else is asking questions here? I want to make Oh, you got some service done at the International today. Yeah, the building's coming out beautiful. I mean, and we got a lot done in that building today. I'm glad you noticed it. Thank you very much. That makes me feel good. So, we got the new building. Oh, I put the TikTok this morning. You know, the building over on the 3-4 lane in Warwick, you know, with siding. Just the siding alone. What a difference in that building, the siding. Monday, they're going to stop painting the brick. But yeah, what a difference. That building looks great. Butler Waste. So, things are starting to shape up. That business is really getting busy. This week it broke records. I had the best week this week it ever had. But that's because, you know, by buying out Rollaway, you know, they were a huge company. You know, they did, you know, multi-millions a year, and by buying them out, Butler Waste is really going to, you know, flourish. In fact, this afternoon when I was at the office, we were hiring 2 new drivers. I'm trying to buy trucks. You can't get trucks right now. You know, just like cars, you can't get cars. I'm trying to buy 3 roll-off trucks for these roll-off dumpsters. You can't find them anywhere. There's none anywhere out there. So that's going to be a struggle because I hate to turn down business. You know, so I got to figure out what I'm going to do with that. That's going to be an issue. Let's see. So you live 30 minutes in Woonsocket. So you know what? So here's the way I look at that, right? Obviously, you're not going to come down every day to get ice cream, but you make it like a little travel thing. So that's like, you know, there's a restaurant it's right over the line in Connecticut. People might have heard of it. It's called the Pizza King. It's up Route 6, I think, way out in the boondocks. You know, you cross over Foster and Gloucester, and it's called the Pizza King. It's in the woods, and it's like a famous restaurant, right? It's a 45-minute ride to go to this. All this is a pizza place, but it's a nice destination trip to go to with the kids. We take the family once in a while and go there. So you can always treat the ice cream shop like that. You just take a trip, take a ride, and of course here you have the bridge. You can walk around, look around. You know, there's nice views. When am I going to retire? Yeah, I talked about that last week. So I'm 57. I'm thinking that my daughter is going into 8th grade, so 4 years. I'm thinking hopefully maybe when she goes to college that I'll be ready to retire at that point, because when they'll both be in college, and then my wife and I can do some traveling. But you know, when I retire, it's going to be kind of weird because my nephews run my businesses, So they're 20 years younger than I. You know, they're mid-30s. So they can keep the businesses going as long as they want. And, or as long, you know, so even though I may retire from working as much as I do, the businesses will still go, the rentals, properties will still go. You know, Butler Waste, if I still own it, will still be operational. We'll see, you know what I'm saying? We'll have to play that by ear, you know, and see what the story is on that. But, you know, things change so rapidly, you don't know. Like 2 years ago, I never knew I'd own a waste company, you know, so you just don't know. It's hard to predict the future, especially like when COVID happened, you know, just things changed, you know. Oh, all right, so this person that takes Trulicity gets nauseous too. All right, so it's not just me. But yeah, so that's why today it's been a little, you know, you take the shot once a week, and today was the day, you know. So, my favorite flavor ice cream. So I have two favorite flavors. I love, since I was a little kid, I've always loved peppermint stick because it has little pieces of peppermint in it. Peppermint stick's always been one of my favorites. But my other favorite is chocolate almond. I love chocolate ice cream with almonds in it. I can't have enough almonds. I love that. I love it. You know, but I will tell you honestly, I don't eat a lot of ice cream, especially when I'm at the stores. You know, it's funny. I'm here at the store. I'm in the back room right now talking to you folks. I get nervous when I'm at the stores, you know, because, you know, it's operating, it's running. I used to feel the same way when I had the nightclub. You know, I get nervous being at the business. That's why my office, I get nervous when there's a lot of people distracted. When my office right now is so busy with all the 16 people in there, the place is crowded. And now that Butler Waste is moving and audiovisual is moving, everything's going to calm down. I'll feel a lot better. But I've been working from home, my home office. Last week every day I worked from my home office. I only go in once a day to do the mail and get bills. So, you know, I'm kind of, last summer I took the summer off. I stayed home, worked at home. When I say I took the summer off, I worked from home. I'm on the phone all day. I'm doing emails on the iPad. Worked from home. But it was nice. It was really nice. Oh, did you come to the Cranston? You should have asked for me. I'm in the back room. Somebody, real Chulo, said she didn't see me. But I'm here, you know, just ask for me. My wife really can honestly say has nothing to do with any of my businesses. Nothing. She helped me last week. I was working on the menu for the ice cream shop. She helped me with that, but no. Oh, well. So my wife, I'll tell you, so my wife's 13 years younger than I am. When I started dating her, I was 32, she was 19. Okay, so a little bit of an age difference, right? And she worked at my ice cream shop. No, I didn't, that's not how I met her. I met her at Rocky Point Park. That's a whole other story. But when she was in college, in law school, she came and worked at the ice cream shop in the summer. So she did work here scooping ice cream. In fact, it's a funny story now. One night she came home, she goes, "Oh, I made a lot of tips today." I said, "Oh, that's good. How'd you do that?" She said, "Oh, I just gave a little bit extra ice cream." She looked at me straight face and said that. That is the worst thing as you could say to your boss is, "I gave out extra ice cream to get big tips." The worst thing you could say. But that's a true story. But yeah, so she worked here for a couple of seasons, and she's an attorney, she's a lawyer. And every once in a while we'll come here, and the place is so busy, she'll jump behind the counter and she'll help scoop ice cream to get the line down, you know? So that's when she gets involved. She's never been involved with Butler Waste. Oh, she is the one who found me my consultant. Never been involved with the audiovisual at all, and all the rental properties. Never been involved in rental properties. You know, doesn't do the evictions. She's an attorney. She's a family law attorney. So that's what she does, and that's her life. And so she doesn't really get involved with my businesses at all. I will tell the whole Rocky Point story. Let's go out in the, we've got a couple customers here. I'm going to put this out here for a minute. You guys can see what's going on out there. what did I tell you? Around 6:30 it starts to get busy again because people are done having their dinner, right? So now I want to talk to you about Rocky Point. So the person that commented to tell people how nice Rocky Point was. Let me tell you the history of Rocky Point. So I grew up in Warwick, where Rocky Point was. Rocky Point was an amusement park. I'm very familiar with it. It was a 125-acre amusement park on the water down in Warwick Neck in Warwick, Rhode Island. The amusement park was an old-fashioned amusement park. It had rides, had a corkscrew, had the Ferris wheel. It was a really nice park. It was the place where you worked in the summer. So all my friends all worked every summer. I never worked at Rocky Point in high school or college or anything like that. But my friends all did. They all worked at Rocky Point. That was the place to work. So now, fast forward, and I start my business, okay, in 1993, and when I left teaching, and in 1995, Rocky Point was in receivership. They went into foreclosure, bankruptcy. And during that time, they had a trustee that was overseeing the park, overseeing the money, the expenditures of money, and the owners were in receivership. So I was hired specifically in 1995, while they were in receivership, to manage the advertising and entertainment budget. So I never worked at Rocky Point when I was a kid, but here I am at 30 years old, 29 years old, working at Rocky Point, managing their entertainment and stuff. So it was a really exciting job. I also provided the audiovisual for all the concerts that year, and a friend of mine provided all the lighting for the concerts, and because they used to do concerts there in the Midway. So anyway, that's how I met my wife at Rocky Point. She was in college. She was a gate ticket taker, at the gates to get into the park. Well, my office was inside the office of the park. So I met with radio station salespeople, television salespeople, agents for bands. They would come in to see me. So Carissa would call me on the phone, Mr. Butler, so-and-so's here to see you, blah, blah, blah. So I used to go out and talk to her, and we got friendly. And I asked her out. She said no the first time. And then I asked her out again, and she said yes. And that's how we met. We started going out. We met at Rocky Point, and that year. Now that was unfortunate that year because they had the opportunity to come out of. First of all, I had a really good working relationship with the two owners. The two owners, two partners, were really nice guys. I really feel bad they got a raw deal. I hate to see any business go out of business. They had borrowed money from a private money lender, high interest, and they needed, I think it was like $5 million. And what he did was entered into an agreement with them, and I don't know all the terms of the agreement, because I know it was a lawsuit after, but he basically took over 51% of the corporation. So they came out of bankruptcy at the end of that year, and he decided, because he owned 51%, I don't want to be in this business anymore. And he had an auction, he sold off all the rides, they stopped paying the mortgage, and the land went into foreclosure with the Small Business Administration. It became a big mess. The city of Warwick benefited because the city of Warwick ended up with all the property as open space, and the amusement park is no longer there. Oh, hold on. Just like my house, the lights are on motion sensors here, and I'm not standing in front of the motion sensor. So, you have to put motion sensors in because the kids aren't going to turn the lights off. So anyway, so that's the story with Rocky Point. I built a great relationship with the two owners. I felt bad about them losing the business. And after that, for a couple of years after that, they tried doing like a little fair and festival there and this and that, and that kind of fizzled out. But then, like I said, the city of Warwick ended up with all the land. So that's what happened with Rocky Point. All right, let's see here. What else we got? So I worked. All right, so I worked at a school in Providence called the Groden Center. I was there for 5 years, and special ed, and we worked with children with behavioral disorders, autism. So that school specialized with children with autism and behavioral disorders. And that's how I got involved with Special Olympics. That was part of how I got involved with Special Olympics, because I was working there, and then I started coaching Special Olympics, and stayed involved. So yes, that's why I did that, and I left in 1993. I was there from 1987 to 1993. Prior to 1987, when I was in school, I worked a home for foster children. It was a group home, a large group home called St. Aloysius in Smithfield, Rhode Island, which is no longer there. I was there for 4 years, and then I went to the Groden Center. So it's funny. So I got out of school, right? So I got out of school and I wanted a job. So I go on, I'm applying for all these jobs, right? Nobody's hiring me. I applied at the Groden Center. I also took the, I guess you call it civil service exam when I was in the state of Rhode Island, and that was to work at the school, the training school, with children at the training school, and so what happened was I got offered the job, and when you take the test, I came in like 8th on the test, so in other words, I was going to be the 8th person they hired. But what happened was nobody was calling me, nobody was hiring me. I was like, I feel. So this is 1990. When was this? It's about 1990, I would say, because I was working at the Groden Center. No, I wasn't. It was before the Groden Center. That's it. My memory's going. It was when I got the job at the Groden Center. So here's what happened. I got a job at Blue Cross as data entry. I needed a job, right? So I go and I work there doing data entry. Literally sitting behind a computer all day long, just taking forms and typing them in, because I'm a good typist. I get to, I don't know, a good 45 words a minute. So it was pretty good. So I was typing and doing data entry. I did that shitty job for one day. I got home that night, there was a message on my phone from the Groden Center offering me the job at the Groden Center. I took that job in a heartbeat. So that's how I got the job at the Groden Center. So that's number one. Number two is I was working at the Groden Center for a month, and then I get a call from the state that the job at the training school opened up. The problem is, the Groden Center, I was working 7 to 3 every day, great hours, Monday through Friday. The state job was third shift, and it was like Wednesday through Monday, Tuesday. No, it was Wednesday through Sunday, with Monday and Tuesday off. Third shift. That was a shitty job. Now the reason why it was a shitty job is because I had my DJ business going, and I used to do weddings in the weekend, making thousands. So that's why. So I didn't take the state job. I stayed with the Groden Center. Then on the side, I always did my audiovisual business. And in 1993, I left teaching to run that business full time. And then in 1998, I got the ice cream shop and started buying property. Let's see. Mike McDonald's. All right, Mike McDonald's going to be coming by to get some ice cream. That's fine. You get free ice cream, Mike. So that's the story with all that. Those are my stories about Rocky Point, how I met Carissa. Carissa went to school, so when we met, best of both worlds. So she was going to school in Duquesne in Pittsburgh. I met her, she was a freshman. And that was great, because I was just starting my business, right? So I'd see her on the week. I'd see her when she would come home for long weekends. It's a 10-hour drive. I hated that drive. I saw her Christmas vacations. So it was a long-distance relationship for 3 years. It was a long-distance relationship. Because I met her in the summer after her freshman year. But it was okay that it was a long-distance relationship, because it gave me an opportunity to build my business. And that's what I did. I work, and then I would see her when she was home. And then she went to law school in Villanova, which was a little closer. It was only 4 hours away, so a little closer. So that's how that worked out. So we dated for 9 years. It could have been longer if she didn't give me the ultimatum that if we didn't get married, she was breaking up with me. Because I was very, very happy with dating. Dating was fine, But anyway, so yeah, we dated I was able to hold her off for 9 years. She'll tell you that. So we don't, the Dell's machine is not up and we do have the Dell's here, but the machine's not up and running. I think there was a problem with the machine, so we're gonna have to look at the machine and get it working for Monday. It's not working today. There was something wrong with it when they turned it on. Sometimes these machines, these soft serve machines, over the winter sitting, the Freon, you have to recharge the Freon, and I think that's the story on that. I'm in Cranston in Patuxent Village. I'm in the Patuxent Village store in Cranston. Somebody's asked where I'm at. In the Patuxent Village store in Cranston. And like I said, it's opening day, which is really cool. So it's funny because if you notice, like for instance, I go through spurts where we're dealing with real estate. That's at the top of my list. Right? This for the next couple of weeks, ice cream will be a big priority. Getting the new store open, getting these stores to run efficiently for the summer. Once these are up and running, that's it. They're good to go, and that's what happens. So once you get them going, they're good to go. So today is ice cream. Butler Waste, you see, I'm working on that at the same time. So there's a lot of stuff going on. The audio visual is running itself. The guys are coming back tonight from the big show they just did in Washington, D.C. That finished up today. Next week I saw they're going to Texas, they're going to California. So that's one of the ones I haven't really done a lot of stuff in the TikToks about, the audio visual. I will, but I don't know how much interest people have in that. I can talk about the business end of it, which is very good. All my locations open up today. We are still hiring. If you're looking for a job, go to dearhearts.com. The application's right on the website, and the application comes right to me. So the way that works is you fill out the application, you send it to me, and I send it on to Tim, who does all the interviewing and the hiring. Let's see. How much do I make from the ice cream? So the ice cream business is interesting. So, ice cream is a mom and pop business, as everybody knows, okay? I mean, there are national chains, but it's really the only business that mom and pops, like me, I'm a pop, I'm not the mom, right? So when I first started, I will tell you, the first year I bought this is the store I had first. I lost money the first year, I had no idea what I was doing. Second year we came in, my father, we renovated it, and it made like $25,000 that year profit at the end of the season. Obviously you can't raise a family on that, but that was pretty good for 6 months. And by the way, we used to run a shorter season. I used to open up like the beginning of May, close at the end of September. I didn't know any better. You know what I mean? Now, of course, I open up in March and I close at the end of October. This store. One of my other stores is year-round. So I built that. It wasn't like that to begin with. So the stores, it's hard to say, but I mean, the stores make, I will say this, profit-wise, about 30% profit, which is right about where you're supposed to be in a restaurant or food business. But you can't raise a family on one store. I mean, on the 3 stores, I guess you could raise a family on the 3 stores. And but it's all the location, and weather. But again, 30% profit is what we make. We are hiring the audio. We always have openings in the audiovisual business because that business keeps growing. Now that COVID's kind of over, the conferences have come back. The guys have been running around busy. So we're always hiring in the audiovisual. Same thing if you go to my bio and TikTok. There's a link to my private email address. You can send me an email with information. And Mike and Mark do all the hiring for the audiovisual. But yeah, we just hired somebody 4 weeks ago, and all my businesses are hiring, which is great. That's because the business is growing. So I'm really happy about that. I'm not bragging. I'm just happy that the business is growing and can make money again. So my father. Okay, my father's 89 years old. He actually, he managed the business. First of all, I bought the store for my father. So in 1998, he was retiring from his regular job. He was 65, but my father was a young 65. So I bought this store, and he managed the store. When I opened up the second one, he managed that, the third one, and then he became the district manager, and he was the district manager for all the stores. And he still is. So when he comes home from Florida, he's in Florida in the winter, he comes home from Florida, it eases my aggregate. He oversees the stores for me every summer. He's 89, he's a young 89, plays golf every day in Florida. When he's here, he plays golf and tennis. Very active. My mother too. I hope I get their genes, when I get older. But yeah, my father's still, he's not here now, but they are coming home next Friday. Now, they usually don't come home until May. They're coming home early this year because my son next Saturday is making his confirmation, so they're coming home a little early for that. It's a big deal in the family. So my father will come home, and hopefully he'll start helping run the stores as soon as he gets home. But yeah, you will meet him when he comes back, and he's great. He goes around the stores and manages the stores. He still does. And what am I supposed to do? Obviously I can't say, hey, Dad, you're fired. I got some young guy. First of all, it's discrimination, right? And at the same time, he knows the stores inside now. So it's good when he comes home. He helps me with my hairnet. Oh, God. That's funny. Let's see. Yeah, I need hair for that. That's exactly right. And I could even say on my chest I could put a hairnet, but when I was in the hospital a few weeks ago, they shaved it to put all the things on me, you know. So I don't even have hair there anymore. Oh, I'm loud. I'm sorry. So you know what it is? The machine's are loud, and I want you guys to hear me, but I guess I am yelling. I can talk soft. I didn't mean to be yelling. Like I said, the machines are loud. I want you to hear me. Hey, Make Money. How you doing? How's it going? How you doing tonight? You know? You're sick? Yes, it's interesting. Yeah, I'm not feeling that good myself today. I was just talking about that. Well, that's too bad. You know? The new ice cream shop is going to be on Elmwood Avenue in Warwick. So I own a building on Elmwood Avenue, 2121 Elmwood Avenue. So I bought that building in 2002. I bought that building to use specifically for my audiovisual business because it's really the only business I had at that time. I mean, I owned a couple of pieces of property, but really my audiovisual business was my business. So I bought that for the audiovisual business. What happened was the building has 5 units in it, has the audiovisual space, has another space that's a commercial space, has a beauty salon, and in 2002 I had built the ice cream shop there. So I ran the ice cream shop for a few years, and I sold it, and somebody else ran it. So they closed last year because they moved up to Attleboro, supposedly. So the store's empty. So that's why I'm taking it over. Taking it back over. I built it originally. So it's at 2121 Elmwood Avenue. It happens to be 2 buildings up from where my office is now. 3 years ago, I bought a much bigger building down the street that we moved all my offices to. Let's see. You do a live at the one you want it open. Yeah, I mean, I could do a live, you know, I can do it when we get open over there. I will do a live anyway. And of course, you know, we're doing all the, I'm going through the whole opening with everybody anyways, telling everybody how to open the store, the ins and outs. I'm gonna put this out here again for a few minutes. Alright, then we're back over. Alright, I'm back again. Gotta take a break for a minute. I'm gonna be ending my life soon anyway, but so the new store will open now, will open 2 weeks from today. Hopefully, on the I'm not feeling good tonight. Yeah, but hopefully on Friday, 2 weeks from tonight, will be the new store opening. To answer your question. So that's a good question. So which of the stores are more popular? So it's interesting. This store and my West Shore Road store in Warwick are neck and neck. It's amazing how close they are in sales. But here's what happens. On a rainy, cold day, this store doesn't do well. That store does great, and vice versa. On a really nice, sunny day, this one does unbelievably on the water, and the other one does better. You want a double scoop of chocolate? No, I hear you. I hear you. That's funny. Let me go in the front and show you the ice cream again, just so you can see. Oh, let me turn it around. So here's the different flavors of ice cream. Jimmy's. There's toppings. Bananas for the banana splits. Toppings.
Yes, so I want another of it. In this case, I want 2 loose pack and cashew caramel chip.
Same, everything on it.
Everything but no cherry.
I'll let you watch the workers make the ice cream. So yes, that is my son Benjamin. Okay, that's my son Benjamin working. He started working here last year. So he's let's see, he's going to be 16 in his glory now. Yeah, he's losing my mind from not feeling it. So he started here when he was 14 and a half. So now he's 15 and a half. And then of course he's not 16 yet. We hire people at 14 and a half. Okay, so but yeah, this is his second year now. He's doing very well, and he puts out the garbage here without us asking. down the street.
Yeah.
So I just bought that before you in an apartment house right in front of it. You know the big apartment house? Yeah, I just bought that. I'm renovating it.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, right in front of Rhodes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, all of the proceeds are going to school.
No, that's great. That's
Yeah.
good. All right, I'll put up the Jackson. That's some great. No problem. So, like I said, yeah, it's crazy. It's fun. Oh, really? You're still yeah. So you or I, my original partner does the graduation, the staging and the sound for graduation. He does it for 20 years. That's my other business. That's the other business. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Benjamin. Hey, how you doing? Good, good. I'm Jeff. Yeah. What's your name? My crazy, oh, which one? Oh, yeah. Still waiting for it. That's a project. It takes forever. It's very disappointing. What? Why not? But it's an okay rent. So I do say this. I think someone in pocket Give me one. Yeah. Excuse me 1 second. Yeah. So anyway, Benjamin,
It's there and they're happy to get ice cream, you're right.
Jeff. Good night. Hey, good seeing you. Thank you very much. Thanks. Oops, sorry. Take this out.
I already did.
You took this out?
Yeah.
Alright, so what you do, right, is put it on wash for a minute. And then go on. Oops. I'm bad.
Sorry, clean up my.
I'm bad. I want to get it on wash.
You might have to come down standby first. I'm not sure how it works.
Alright, no problem.
I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
Usually when it didn't work, like you just put it on there and then you put it back on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And see if it sometimes we put on wash, it reverses the motor, so that way maybe if something's stuck in the freezes, you know. But that's where, I think it might be frozen because Jack Dillon forgot to turn the rods over earlier and it was frozen, so I pulled the rod out and it was working. So just give it a minute to see what happens. talk. So let's go back to answering some questions. I just met a few followers, which was kind of fun. You know, it was really fun to have the followers come by. So if anybody has any questions, you know, feel free to ask me some questions while I'm back here. I got a few more minutes. So if anybody has any questions, I had planned on getting off at 7:30, which I had put on the, you know, with me, I always go over a little bit anyway. But if somebody has any last-minute questions about the ice cream shop, about the ice cream shop opening, I will tell you, this time of year, we're busier during the day when it's warm out. Like right now, it's cool out. It got cold out. Let me look. I'll tell you right now. Where it was 75 degrees, what, it's 5 o'clock. Weather. It's 54 right now. See, so what a difference. It dropped 20 degrees. So that's why right now it's a little slower. So obviously slows down. It's easier for the kids to do their job. Emma, who's working right now with Benjamin, this is her 3rd year. She started with us 2 years ago. And her brother started working there last year, Stephen. So we have 2 people in their family working for us, which is interesting. In fact, what's very interesting is, true story, Stephen, Emma's younger brother, I was his soccer coach. So I used to coach soccer. Benjamin was in soccer. In fact, I told him the story. I knew nothing about soccer. Had no idea, you know, the rules, the players, the positions. I knew nothing about the game. I'm a football fan, but knew nothing about soccer. Benjamin really liked soccer. He played developmental soccer since he was 5 years old. So I guess it was about 4 years ago. 4 years ago, the Cranston Youth League announced that they were going to have to break up Benjamin's team because they didn't have a coach. So they were looking for volunteers. If somebody could volunteer because they didn't have a coach. So I felt bad because he was with all his friends all those years playing soccer. They have a really, you know, good team. So I volunteered. So I didn't tell Benjamin I volunteered, but I volunteered. So his mother contacted him, saying, hey, you know, Benjamin's father's going to volunteer to coach soccer. I knew nothing about it. My nephew, Andrew, who you all are familiar with, you know, he had just started working for me at the time. And he was a football coach for youth football in East Greenwich. And yet he was not doing it anymore, it was all done. So I asked him, hey Andrew, could you help me coach soccer since I know nothing about it? So he helped me immensely with the practices and of course the games. So the funny thing was that I said to Benjamin, I'm going to be coaching your soccer team, just, you know. And he's like, all turning red, oh, you're going to embarrass me, you don't know anything about soccer, how the heck are you going to do it? I mean, really, he's giving me a hard time. So I said, Benjamin, I'm going to watch YouTube videos, and I'm going to learn how to be a soccer coach. And I did. So the first 2 seasons, Andrew did work with me and coached, and we did really well. I mean, the team held its own. We were, I think, you know, let me think about that. I'm hearing a noise in the background. Oh, there goes my motion light again. So the first 2 years we did well. The 3rd year, Andrew decided he was getting ready to get married, so he did not help me coach. I coached myself on the team. And, you know, I think we only lost 1 game that year, but it was fun. It was fun coaching. It was fun coaching Benjamin, learning how to coach, because I didn't know it. So 51, 52 years old, I'm learning how to coach soccer. So that was really fun. So I enjoyed that and did it for 3.5 seasons, and it was fun. It was a great fun thing. So and that's okay. I understand back of the pack you couldn't get here. You know, come another day. You know, I mean, the sound is deafening. Is the sound better now? I hope. You notice the machines are so loud. Some of the machines have beeping because if they're running low and this and that. So I hope the sound is better. Okay, good. I'm glad it's better. Oh, good, good, good. Sorry about that. What's happening is the machines. I actually unplugged one of the machines back here that was making some noise because ice cream shops are noisy with all the machines. I have a fan. Oh, there's a fan here. Let's go see what fan is. I'll take that. And they want to see me, so I'm going to take it with me. Look at that. See, I got a fan here. Look. Oh. See, there you go. How you doing?
Pretty good.
How's it going? So, and what's your name?
I'm Alex.
Alex, how you doing? What's your name on TikTok?
I think it's just my Alex.
Oh, you have like a number? All right. Well, welcome to Dear Hearts.
I've been following you for a little while now.
Oh, good. Thanks. So, how you doing? Good.
Yeah, it's just at Alex Smith Day.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool. Well, I appreciate you following me. You know, so.
I follow like a lot of your like real estate stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I really want to get into that.
Yeah, another joke was just here a few minutes ago. We were talking about that. You know, getting through real estate. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. This one's unique. This is the very first building I ever bought. So that's why I was talking about that. You know, I was actually buying the ice cream shop and ended up buying the whole building. You know, it was the same people that owned it. You know, so.
Oh, so they own like
They
so you
own
bought the whole building too.
Yeah, it was actually they lived upstairs and they ran the ice cream shop. So they were retiring, and I was buying the ice cream shop, and they then decided to sell the whole building. So do you live around here? Or do you live?
I just moved out to Pawtucket last summer.
Oh, okay.
But I'm originally from Cape Cod.
Oh, from where?
Cape Cod.
Oh, really? Okay. And you came this way from Cape Cod.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got some property in Pawtucket. You know, I got a few buildings in Pawtucket.
Oh yeah, I live over on Green Street.
Where?
Green Street.
Oh, whereabouts is that?
I think it's near Central. I'm still unfamiliar.
Yeah, you're
with
still
all
getting
of
committed. Yeah. So, believe me, I just learned Pawtucket myself buying property there. That's how I learned about getting around the city, you know. So, my property's more on the Providence Pawtucket line, North Main Street up that way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, but yeah, no, real estate's a good thing to get into. I tell you, you know, however you get into it, start small, whatever, and build up, you know. And that's how I did it. Slowly, you know. So, and I like sharing the information because, you know, I don't want people to make mistakes I made. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this way I'll tell people stories. As you know, I tell stories about what's happened to me. You know,
Yeah. Some of your problem tenants and all.
Oh yeah, problem tenants, and you know, exactly. And you do get problem tenants, you get great tenants. You know, it's unbelievable how, you know, different buildings or different properties, you get different style tenants. You know.
Oh yeah. Do you have any recommendations for like getting like a first time home buyer loan?
So what I would suggest is what are you looking for, like a multifamily or a single family?
Yeah, like for like a multi-family.
So-
I kind of want to like rent out to pay for the mortgage.
So what I would suggest, which I didn't do, but I regret not doing it, was buying a 3-family. You look for a 3-family. You live in one, you rent out the other 2. It's great. First of all, they will pay for you to live for free, and you will learn how to be a landlord. So 3 families are in. As far as getting a loan goes, I would look for a mortgage broker. Don't go to a bank. People say go to a bank to give you better rates, but no, mortgage broker. What's nice about that is if you meet with a mortgage broker, what they do is they take your information and they'll go to 20 banks and they'll get you the best. They'll go to 20 different banks and they get you the best deal. You know what I mean? So like a lot of loan companies. You know, you see a lot of mortgage companies. You go to a mortgage company because they'll go to different banks and you're better. You're more apt to get the loan. Number one, you'll get approved because they only make money if you get the loan. You know what I'm saying? So they only make money if you get the loan. So that's number one. And at the same time, too, when you go to one bank, if they turn you down, you have to start all over again in a different bank. You have to start all over again. It's time consuming. It's a lot of work. So that's why I always say, go to a loan broker, a mortgage broker, and I can refer you to a couple if you want too. You know, I mean, I can.
Amazing, yeah.
So if you want to, you know, you can. I'll give you my email, okay, and you can email me.
I'm still getting used to my iPhone.
No, that's a good. Oh, did you? Yeah, no, they're great.
Switched over from Android.
Oh, did you really? See, I'm trying to get my nephew Brian. You know, so Brian's on TikTok, right? He has an Android, and I keep trying to switch over to iPhone. I've had the iPhone since the very first one that came out, so I'm used to it now. But, yeah, great. The iPhones work well. Let me go put this down. Anyway, that was a nice guy, Alex. He's interested in real estate, so that was good. Had some nice followers by today, which I'm really excited about. You know, hey, Stephen, Patrick, Zerby, how you doing? Can you deliver me some ice cream in North Conway, New Hampshire? You know, I gotta tell you, I love North Conway. By the time I get there, though, it'd be a bowl of soup, warm soup, milk. I think it'd just be milk, right? Anyway, I appreciate your interest, though. Okay, all's good now. Yeah, it sounds a lot better. Okay. So anyway, guys, you know, I I know when I do these lives at my office, I do my live here at the ice cream shop, it's a little weird. I know it's not exciting, but I hope that you learn something. I hope you get some information from me. I just try to share information. That's all I do. But you know, what's interesting is I have not checked in with my other stores to see if any followers went to any of those stores. You know, because I'm giving the free ice cream out at any of my locations tonight to any of my TikTok followers. So we've had some here tonight. I haven't even asked how many. I missed a couple, which I feel bad about. I guess they came and I was back here doing my live. So make money. Did I check out that property? I did. So I'll have to let you know how that was. I'll text you after. And because what I did, I had Andrew follow up on it. So I'll have to check with him how he did with that. But yeah, on Wednesday, looked at it. Let's see. I'm good with surprise you alive. How happy you are. Well, so I don't know if it's knowledge that I'm sharing or experience. I don't consider myself an extra smart guy or anything like that. It's just experience. I've had so many different good and bad experiences. In fact, I was just telling the gentleman Alex I met, who was a follower who came in tonight. I was just telling him that, if I can help somebody avoid mistakes, brick walls, roadblocks, speed bumps that I have experienced, and again, this is not an info commercial where I'm selling stuff in the middle of the night. Oh, buy my system. No, this is just real life. This is what's happened to me. Here's how I can help you folks, get past some of the hurdles, and that's really what I'm looking to do. And I enjoy sharing the information. I really do. I enjoy sharing the information. I enjoy telling the stories. I try to be as factual and as truthful. Some of the stories might be older, so I might forget some things, but I try to, I'll go back and I'll fix it, or correct it. But I try to, be truthful, and that's what I do. So, hey, make money. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You're very supportive, which is very cool. I was thinking about this yesterday, on TikTok. So it seems to me like there's two types of people on TikTok. There's the people that really want to learn something, really want to be educated, or want to be entertained, okay? And then there's the other people, and they're just miserable and they just want to say negative things. And I gotta say, make money since you've been on it. You've always be positive, you're supportive. I see when you communicate with the other people on, you're very positive, which is really cool. And that's what I really want. I know sometimes people think I'm complaining when I tell some of the stories about the building departments and that. It's really sharing information. Am I complaining? No, I'm making people aware of things. But I try to keep everything positive. I really do. I mean, I might do something negative as a joke, but I really do try to keep my TikToks positive, and I try to keep the information positive. Unless it's about something negative, then obviously I will share the negative experience, so that way somebody doesn't have the same problem I had. But I do try to keep it positive, and I do try to give factual information. And I learn things, because if I say the wrong thing and somebody comes on and corrects me, I say, hey, I stand corrected. Thank you for sharing that piece of information. Now we have a better information on it. Let's see. Send my ice cream to FedEx. Yeah. Well, it's funny because I know that my wife bought me some last year for my birthday. She ordered me king crab legs from Alaska, and they came frozen in some sort of overnight special cooler with dry ice in it, and they came frozen. Very expensive. I think it was like $100, $125 for that, right? So I guess I could do the same thing if you guys don't mind spending $125 for a $3 ice cream cone. Right? That's funny. Anyway, let's see, where are we at? I don't want to miss any minute. Oh, you're just telling people what you went through opening a business. Well, that's true. So, opening a business, you expect to have some sort of challenges. But, here's an example. So I'll talk about that. When I opened up my first ice cream shop from scratch, right? That was in Warwick. Didn't have any help from anybody. There was nobody to say, hey, Jeff, here's how you open up an ice cream shop. You learn from your mistakes. You learn from going down to the building department or zoning. They tell you can't do this, you can't do that. They will never tell you can do something, okay? It's always you can't do this, you can't do that. Because when you say you can't do something, listen, you're giving them work to do. And, you know, I hate to say that, but I mean, I found that years ago in a lot of the cities and towns. It's changed now. It's amazing how different it is today than it was. It's the spirit of the town, you know. Good example is I opened up an ice cream shop in West Warwick in 2006. What a challenge that was. What a pain in the neck it was to open up that ice cream shop. You know, the zoning, the applications, the sewer, the green, everything was just an uphill battle. Now, West Warwick is a joy to work in. It's a joy to do things. I buy a lot of property in West Warwick. You know, because people change, the whole department changed, the people changed. There's all new people there. They're progressive. They want to see business. They want to see growth. They see that I buy properties, I fix them up. Cranston, another one. The economic development in Cranston is unbelievable. Cranston is so supportive of the small businesses. And when you go there, they give you advice. They take the building inspector. So, in the old days, the building inspector was like, I'm not here to give you advice. I'm here to give you permits. Now, you go to economic development. The economic development officers, I'm talking 15, 20 years ago, they weren't helping either. You really couldn't get any help opening a business. It really was trial and error. And that was low. Let me plug in. I'm here. I am here. I am hopefully here. Don't go anywhere. I'm plugging in. The last thing I want to do is lose my, it's already been a challenge tonight. You guys already hate me. Oops. Figures, wrong cord. Got my iPad cord instead of my iPhone cord. Yeah, I'm having an earthquake. Listen, I'm Jeff, never had job security, and Jeff, very unprofessional on TikTok. That's who I am. All right, I'm plugged in. I am now plugged in. Whew. I am back in business. There we go. I am back in business. I am very sorry. There we go. I am back in business. I am very sorry for that unprofessional lapse there. I guess you get what you pay for, right? Now why am I glitching? Houston, we did have a problem. My battery was dying. I've been on the battery for 3 hours. I didn't know. I'm terrible. So, hello, Longborn. How you doing? Yeah, we had a problem, but I guess we're back in business now. Okay, I plugged in. I should have plugged in earlier, but I was moving around, storing stuff, you know. Hi, how you doing?
It's Heather.
Hi, Heather. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Let me go see Heather. Heather's coming back this year. Yep. There's Heather. Bye. Tell her, Heather. You gotta wave. You gotta wave. I'm on TikTok live. There you go. Anyway, that was Heather. So we hire a lot of pleasing to the eye people. So anyway, though that doesn't matter. I'm just saying. So, but I gotta tell you something. They're happy. So we hire happy employees. Boys, girls, as long as they're happy, as long as they're friendly, that's who we hire. You know what I'm saying? So that's important. So anyway, we are open till 9 tonight. So it's 10 of 8. We're open till 9 o'clock. So yeah, getting back to that, it was very tough opening businesses back then. So that's why I like sharing the information now. You know, and of course I talked about this earlier today, the new ice cream shop I'm opening in Warwick. There's like 7 steps you have to go through, between the state and the city and the health department and stuff. So I try to share all the information with people because you kind of have to do everything simultaneously. If you don't, it's delay. So for instance, I need to get my license, the victualling license in Warwick. Well, you technically can't get the victualling license until after you get your certificate of occupancy. But you can apply for the victualling license now, go through all the paperwork, so now when you do get your certificate of occupancy from the building department, then they can give you the license. So there's little things like that, but nobody tells you that. I learned that the hard way when I got delayed months and months from opening back in 2004 and opening my ice cream shop on West Shore Road. So that's how I learned. I learned by that, and opening, I guess, a food establishment is tougher. You have the extra step, or the extra 2 steps, of the health department, which in Rhode Island, they are fantastic. The health department has always been a pleasure to work with. So I can't say anything negative about the health department. But again, them, and you also have in the cities the sewer department, because you're putting grease and you're putting product down the sewer. They want to know what you're putting down the sewer. So you have the city's sewer department. Hey, Kevin, 2009, what's up? But, so that's the story with that, So I try to answer the questions, I try the best I can, And it's sad because I do believe that, So I'm going to tell you a story. When I was opening my ice cream shop in East Greenwich in 2006, it was the most pleasant experience I ever had. The building inspector, I'll tell you his name, was Wayne Pimentel. He was a building inspector in East Greenwich. I just bought the property. The property is 2 commercial spaces, 8 apartments, and then 2 little houses on the property. And I went and I sat down. In fact, this is when I guess I learned from him. When I buy this property, I went and I sat down with him. Hey, Wayne, how you doing? I bought this property. This is what I like to do. And, he took the time. It was a good hour in his office. Went over step by step what I need to do. Because I had to do some sewer issues. So the property was not hooked up to the sewer. I had to tie into the sewer. $50,000 later. The city sewer for the ice cream shop. And he went through, and I was so happy. It was such a pleasure that I started investing more in East Greenwich. Why? Because it was easy to work with the town, pleasant, supportive, gave me information. And of course now I guess he took a job. I think he's in South Kingstown now, from what I understand. And the building inspectors tend to move around, and he went to South Kingstown. But what happened was he was great. So what happened was, what I learned from him is every time I buy a piece of property, that's what I do. I'll call a building inspector up, ones I get along with, which is everyone except for Warwick, and I'll go meet with them. I'll invite them to the property, and I'll do a walkthrough. Fire department, come do a walkthrough, tell me what I need to do, whether it's a rental property or business or whatever. And I got to tell you something, that's been a great experience. I know people are afraid in the cities and towns. Don't be afraid, don't be intimidated. In Warwick, I have my own issue with the building department, with Al DeCourt and Tom O'Dowd. That's my issues. They're getting worked out to my liking, very much so, and there'll be TikToks on that, trust me. It's going to be a whole series of TikToks. I still have a couple more to put up that I haven't put up from Warwick that I made last week. I can put up a couple a day. I still have more stories, trust me. But anyway, but the other cities down, Cranston, building department, excellent, supportive administration, supportive. I told you the story, where Warwick is trying to drive me out and treat me like a piece of shit, where I pay $250,000 a year just in property taxes. The mayor of Cranston called and rented a dumpster from Butler Waste the other day. And by the way, I didn't even know that. It happened to come up in conversation. So I yesterday, because Brian sometimes, I happened to mention, he goes, hey, by the way, your friend Ken Hopkins rented a dumpster. I said, what do you mean Ken Hopkins? The mayor of Cranston? Yeah, the mayor of Cranston. So that's how I found out. So it was nice that he supported Butler Waste to rent the dumpster, and I really appreciate that. I think it was his own personal use, but I appreciate the support, obviously. And so every city and town is different as far as the support goes. But I got to tell you something. It just seems lately things have changed in different cities and towns. And Coventry, I just bought a 6-unit in Coventry. I own a couple pieces of property in Coventry, but I just bought a 6-unit that needs work. It needs a renovation, needs a fire alarm, needs smoke detectors. Same thing. Building inspector, great guy, came down. Chuck, and the fire marshal came down. I can't remember his name because I got there late to the meeting. What a great guy. You know, came through, walked through the building, told us what we needed. I drew up the plans, we submitted the plans for the permits, and that's what I like. They're working with us. You know what I'm saying? The relationship, I think, is so far gone in Warwick that I will never have that relationship with the building inspector or his minions, which is too bad. Despicable Al and the minions. It's too bad. But I know that's about to change pretty quickly, and it's going to change in my favor, so I'm happy about that. But it's too bad because it didn't have to go down this road. You know, I made every effort. I contacted the mayor, contacted the mayor's chief of staff, had a meeting with the mayor a year ago. Nothing, Mr. Softy, nothing. Didn't do anything about it. So it only got worse. The relationship with them got worse. It only got worse. So I blame the mayor for not stepping in and being tough. What are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So what are you gonna do? How much money you get today? So do you mean here at the ice cream shop? How much money? Because I can look that up and tell you. Yeah, so I can look that up to see. I know the last time I checked it was like, oh, there goes my light again because of the motion. There we go. The last time I checked it was about $400. I would say it's probably up high. Well, I know it's higher than that now. This time of year, anything more than $150 to me this time of year is a bonus, okay? Because my goal, when I open up March 15th, in the middle of March, I know it's the 18th, but I open in the middle of March, what happens is I open up with the goal of using the 2 weeks left in March to get all the machines up and running, get the stores up efficiently, get them well stocked, and work out all the bugs. So April 1st, we come out of the box, we're rolling. I'm really pleased. Tonight was a lot. I mean, of course, the weather helped out tonight, too. It's a great way to start the season on a busy night, right? It's a great way to start the season. Let me see. So the way I look is I have to log in to, Square is cloud-based. You know what's crazy? But it's safe. Is most people now buy ice cream with credit cards. There's not a lot of cash at all in the stores, which is really nice. That's been pleasant the last couple of years. More and more people use debit cards and credit cards, and I encourage it. If there was a way I could make the stores completely cashless, I would. And it's funny, most ice cream shops, mom and pop stores, they only do cash only. They don't take credit cards. I'm just the opposite. I want the credit cards, Oops, I'm logging in now. I'm trying to log in now. They didn't like my password. What did I do? Make a mistake? Yep, I spelled my password wrong. Verification code. Every time I log into the Square app, it wants a verification code. I know it's security. 652987. I know it's security. Logging in. So let's see. So this store today so far has done, it's done $500 today. 400 of it has been credit cards, which is amazing, isn't it? Amazing. It's more credit cards than anything, So, oh, I'm lying. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. It's done $900. I was looking at something different. It's done $900 today. So that is for opening day. It probably might be a record. I have to go back in my and look, but that's a record. That's pretty damn good. You know what I'm saying? And one of the other stores has done like $1,200. So what happens is they all do different. You know, at the beginning of the season, you never know. You never know. So anyway, so that's the story with that. So it's nice about Square. I can log in anytime. It doesn't matter where I can see how the stores are doing. It's all based on weather. That money, today was all based on weather. Tomorrow's supposed to be rainy and cold. So on a rainy and cold day, we still have to. Oh, well, so here's something too. I'll tell people about business. One of the policies that I've always had since the day I owned this business is when I open up today for the season, I will not close this store. I don't care if we have a snowstorm tomorrow, 6 inches, 10 inches of snow, whether it's cloudy, rainy. I keep the store open from today up until the end of October. Halloween, I close the day before Halloween, and that's it. I do not close at all. We're going to have a monsoon because I never want to confuse the customers as to whether we're open or not. My customers know whether the weather's bad or not. He's going to be open. They can show up and get ice cream from the time I open up for the season. And that's something I've always done. I always will do that. Now, of course, on a rainy day, we lose money, right? If nobody comes, I'm still paying the staff, so it might cost us the electricity. But you're paying electricity anyway, because the ice cream's here, you keep the freezers going. So your only real cost is labor at that point. And so, yeah, the secret is consistency. So I had some people that owned an ice cream shop, and I sold them the ice cream shop, and they ran it. Cloudy day, they closed. Rainy day, they closed. They opened up late, closed early. They don't understand that overall hurts the business because the customers never know when to go there. Okay, are they open and they close? So they don't bother going there. Well, I'm not going to take a crapshoot. It's bullshit. So we open up, in the summer, 11:12, 11:30, 11:45. We close at 10:30, 11 at night. That's it, all day, every day. We don't close, we're open. So people know that, and I know that has helped build the business. This business has grown every single year since I've owned it in 1998. Every year we've done a little bit better. It has never peaked out. Every year it does better. Every year, a few dollars better, maybe 3%, 5%, 6%. But when I say better, the sales, the gross sales. I'm not saying better profit, the gross sales. And it's because of consistency. People know when we're open, and that's it. So, but yeah, today was a nice weather day, so it wasn't bad make money. It was a good day. That's why, there are businesses like this, flower shops, mom and pop businesses, where you can have as a part-time job, a family business. Like I said, in this particular case, I couldn't raise a family in the profit from one store, but it's a great extra ancillary income. So I had an ice cream shop in Smithfield where the people ran it for 10 years. They bought it and ran it for 10 years. They just sold it. I still own the building. They sold the business. Somebody else just took it over. They bought it for their kids for high school and college to have a place to work. The kids got out of college now, so they sold the business. And that's kind of what my thought is. I mean, I bought it originally for my father to manage. Now that my kids are working here, I'll wait till they're done working here, and then maybe at that point I'll sell it. Who knows? Who knows? Thank you very much. Oh, I like that. Thanks for the heart. Well, yeah, so that is a problem, the lack of staff. At the end of last summer, we struggled hiring staff, hiring kids. We struggled. Now, we hire 14, 15, 16-year-old kids. We hire high school kids, right? So you think there's plenty of them looking for jobs. What happened last year, there goes my stupid light again. Of course, I'm long-winded too, so that doesn't help. So they struggled looking for jobs. So the other business restaurants were struggling to getting people. So they were hiring the 14, 15, 16-year-olds. So I actually had competition hiring, because usually I never have any problem. So, but we are getting applications right now for this year. I'm feeling a little bit optimistic. I don't know if kids are trying to follow in their parents' footsteps who are not working and they're not working. I mean, There are so many people still not working for whatever reason. I'm not judging, but there's a lot of people just not working. Believe me, I have a lot of tenants not working, going after rent relief. I don't know why. But I'm wondering, okay, are the kids, is that the example? The kids see the parents sitting at home not working, so they're not working? I don't know. But the jury's out on whether we're going to have enough people yet this year. Obviously, we had enough people to open the stores because it's slow. But I need, at some point, like this store here, I need 5 people working some nights. And same, we have a line down the street on the bridge. Same thing with my West Shore Road store. We need 5 people. So I am having people apply right now. We have, because we have a lot of openings right now at the beginning of the season. We have some college kids that come back in May when they get out of school, early May. But yeah, that's too bad in Wisconsin where people are actually, so one of my favorite restaurants is Greg's. We go to Greg's almost every Saturday. I get prime rib for lunch with my family. And there's a sign there saying, please excuse us, services might be slow due to the lack of help and set. So we expect to go there and have slow service because they just can't get the help. And the help they do get, they're working their asses off because they're doing double duty. So you got to respect the people that really are working and working hard. Yeah, see that, make $145,000 a year as a truck driver. I believe that, and that's a hard job. I mean, I don't know if you're a long haul truck driver, if you're truck driver, that's a hard. Being a truck driver is a hard job. I know that. I own the big giant. I own 12 diesel garbage trucks, and I'm sure it's a different type of driving, but it's a hard job, and it's a lot of responsibility. So why am I opening a business in Warwick? Well, I'll tell you why. I've done it before. I'm opening the business to establish a business in my building, and then I will turn around and I will sell the business very inexpensively. Why? It's an established business. Now I get a tenant. They'll stop paying me rent and they get an established business. So I don't mind going through the aggravation because of the experience of opening up, the ice cream shop, and I'll turn around and sell the business to somebody for the cost of what it cost me to open the business. So I get my money back there, but I get a tenant. That's really my ultimate goal, is to have tenants. So I'm actually probably going to do the same thing in my building in Pawtucket. I have a building in Pawtucket that has 2 storefronts. I'm thinking of doing the same thing there. Opening up an ice cream shop in there. So that's why I'm opening this business in Warwick. I will eventually sell that business. At the same time, I've talked about this, I stand up to bullies. I am not going to let the bully out to court, or his minion, Tom O'Dowd. I am not going to let them keep me from growing my business, supporting my family, growing my brand, expanding in Warwick, okay? Look, I kind of get it. Here they are. I don't know how much they make. $80,000, $90,000 a year, which is an unbelievable amount of money. But think about it. Most of the people that go to them during the day and apply for permits, most of them are contractors who make more money than they do. So you know what? It must be a little depressing. I'm not a jealous person, so I kind of don't understand that. I don't have jealousy. I don't believe in jealousy. I've talked about that. But in their case, that's the only thing I can think of, is that they're weak and they are so tired and burnt out of everybody who comes to them and applies for permits making more money than they do. Hey, a cake shop, you can do that too, But anyway, I really appreciate, listen, tonight we've had, what's that say, 13,000 likes. That's pretty good, I think. Isn't that great? Make money. What's our record? Like 14,000? You're on here with me all the time. Everybody, I have to thank Make Money. He's always positive. He's a moderator on my lives. I met him through TikTok. He happens to live, locally, and he's a really nice guy. And I really don't know him. I don't even know his first name. When I was in the hospital, he and his brother called me in the hospital to wish, give me best wishes, which is really, I appreciate that. That was really cool, and it made me feel good, and I tell people that, house flipping can be lucrative. House flipping, you kind of, believe it or not, there's a method to that. And you know, everything you've ever seen on TV throughout, it's all drama. I don't care what anybody says. It's bullshit on TV. My wife loves those shows. I leave the room because it's so opposite of reality. Okay, the house flipping on TV. You know, you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm leaving in 1 minute. What are you doing?
Waiting.
All right, I'm finished my TikTok. Do you want to say hi to everybody, Benjamin? Come on over and say hi. So this is Benjamin. Just got done working at the ice cream shop. He was on until 8
Where's
o'clock.
the camera? Oh,
There's a little delay. That's right there. This is just a delay. That's my monitor,
Oh.
so I can answer the questions.
hello.
All right. So anyway, yeah. So we got you all. You did everything you need to do to clean and help her. All right. Permits. I don't see the permits on TV. On TV, you know, are they you know, you see the hosts or the stars doing the work. They're not doing the work. They got other people doing the work. You know that. And of course, then you look at the labor. How much are they paying their people for the labor? How about delays? How about when they run into a problem? So I just don't believe it myself. Okay, but it may, yeah. So they can be lucrative. It all depends on what kind of house you buy, how much money you put into it, how much you spend on it, to sell it. You know. See, he's just like Andrew. You know, at the office when I do TikToks, Andrew, but that's Benjamin. He's getting into it, which is really cool. You know, it's really cool. But anyway, so that's the story with that. But I'm gonna tell you, hey Benjamin, people said make money, said hi to you. But anyway, I will do, because of that question, I will actually do some specific numbers tomorrow. I'll do a couple TikToks on house flipping and the different types of houses. When I buy one that's turnkey, how much can you make on a turnkey house, like from an auction? If I buy one where I have to completely remodel it, renovate it, I'll go over some numbers of some houses I did with that. And I'll also go over some houses that I bought where I just do minimal work, put lipstick on a pig and sell it. I've done that too. I'll tell you how I come up with the idea, you know, which way to go, because there's 3 different ways. And I will share that on TikTok, because that's very lucrative information to help you make money on a flip house. Because there's different ways of doing it. You can do volume and sell a lot of flip houses, make like 10 grand in each one, or you could do 1 or 2 a year and make 50 grand in each one. So you got to decide. You have to juggle that. But anyway, so I'm going to get going because my wife is calling me. Benjamin just got done working. I've been on for 2.5 hours. I appreciate everybody came in and get the free ice cream tonight. I hope it worked out. I hope my life wasn't too boring and crazy and glitchy and technically challenged. Again, I want to thank everybody for following me, who does follow me on TikTok. But yes, I will specifically answer those questions more, you know, about the flip houses, because that is something that I enjoy talking about, and I have done well with the flip houses. So thanks again, everybody, and have a good night.
Bye.
Say bye.
Bye.